Good afternoon to you. Happy Saturday. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here with a check of the forecast, streaming right now live on Atlanta News First Plus. You may be watching on Roku, Fire Stick, and the Atlanta News First app, First Alert Weather app. All of those places we're streaming to you live, and we will once again tonight at 8 p.m. No early evening newscast. So once again on CBS, preempted by sports. However, we will be streaming right now an opportunity to talk weather, maybe answer some of your weather questions, comments, concerns, get those addressed. Also again tonight with Joy Limnacrin, and then we will be on tonight at 10 on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW, and then again on late tonight at 11, hopefully on time though. But if you like that later newscast, 11 p.m. should be on Atlanta News First. Also, we're keeping you updated in the First Alert Weather app at atlantanewsfirst.com. Again, thank you for tuning in and for watching. It's a cold day out there. I want to remind you, if you do have weather questions, comments, concerns about the forecast, maybe your travel plans, how the weather may or may not affect those, YouTube is a good place to chat. Again, watching the stream here, kind of to my left. Don't have any folks commenting yet, but we do have folks watching. So if you have a question, maybe you're one of those streaming on YouTube, that's a place to go. Also, you can text us at 470-777-WANF. Again, that is 470-777-9263. And I will be monitoring that thread as well and answering your questions, even if after the fact, we have to go in and answer questions. I can always write to you back even after this particular ANF Plus stream is over. So again, thank you for tuning in and for watching. A little congested today, probably by all the wind we've been having the past 24 hours. It was so windy yesterday evening. It really stirred up a bunch of stuff. Lots of leaves flying around, even some limbs coming down, winds gusting over 40 miles an hour, multiple gusts over 40 miles an hour yesterday evening at Atlanta, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. And while not as windy today, we still do have a breeze. I'm going to go ahead and take you outside. Speaking of the airport, world's busiest, certainly earning its namesake the past few days. So many folks passing through the airport on their way to friends, family, loved ones for the holidays. It is a stunner of a day out there. In fact, we have tons of sunshine out there. We did have cloud cover kind of move back in yesterday along with that front. I was live up in Woodstock at Dixie Speedway with the Magic of Lights. And you can check that out again tonight. Again, it was cold, it was windy, and those clouds really moved in. And then they cleared back out late last night. And because the clouds cleared out, we have rebounded after a cold morning in the upper 20s and lower 30s. Current temperatures on this first alert weather day are back in the mid-upper 40s in most communities. Though North Metro, look at Canton, 41. Rome, 44, technically mid-40s, but on the lower end of that spectrum. 35 in LJ, so higher elevations. It is cold, a little warmer down in Eatonton at 51, 50 in Athens, and this is without the breeze. These are the actual temperatures. When you factor in the breeze, it feels colder than that. Actual real feel or wind chill temperatures in the 30s and lower 40s this afternoon when the wind does occasionally kick up, and it is occasionally doing that. Again, today's the first alert weather day because there was a sharp drop in temperature over the past 24 hours. We just wanted to give you that extra alert, that heads up that, hey, you need to adjust the wardrobe. You just need to be prepared if you have plans. Lots of folks do heading into this basically holiday weekend, a weekend before Christmas. It's going to require, the winter wear, that extra layer. Leaving the house and getting outside this afternoon. Hour-by-hour forecast just updated this. Temperatures will continue to drop. As the sun angle gets lower, technically temperatures are already starting to drop in many areas. We're going to go from, high temperature today, about 46, 47, in the core of the city of Atlanta, back to 43 by 6 p.m., and then we're back in the upper 30s by 9 p.m. In fact, I think by 8 p.m. in the city of Atlanta, back to around 39 or 40. So it's a quick drop in our temperature this evening. Temperatures will plummet this evening. And a hard freeze is in the forecast tonight into tomorrow morning. Now, technically, the city of Atlanta not forecast to have a hard freeze with temperatures, dropping or leveling off at about 30 degrees tomorrow morning. Has to be 28 or colder for at least, an hour or two, to qualify as a hard freeze. But I think many people will reach that qualification away from the core of the city of Atlanta. Lenore Lopez, any idea how the weather might be between Christmas and New Year's? Thank you. You're very welcome, Lenore. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. If you're talking about for Atlanta, it's going to warm up and it's going to get cloudier and we're going to have bouts of rain. And then maybe after the new year, flipping of the calendar after 1/1, Lenore, we are going to have what looks like another cold period of weather. In fact, if you want to get right to the extended forecast, I can go ahead and pull that up for you. And this is the first alert 7-day forecast, which takes us through next Saturday rather, excuse me, and that would be the 28th. So here's Christmas Day, 30% chance of rain. Forecast models really struggling. We know the pattern's going to get unsettled, but really struggling, Lenore, with exactly when our peak rain chance occurs here in Metro Atlanta. Like completely different forecasts for Christmas Day from some of these computer models that we look at with temperatures in the 50s. We're confident, relatively so, with the temperature forecast, warmer than it is now, but I wouldn't call it warm. Most of the forecast models, indicating temperatures kind of stuck in the 50s through the day Christmas Day. And 50s may linger, may try to get into the 60s, but models have kind of backed off the idea of a big warm-up. But still warmer, again, than it is this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that gets us through the 28th. Right now, I would say we're watching Christmas Day. And we're also going to watch the following Sunday. That would be the 29th, Lenore, for possibly an increasing chance of rain. And if we do bump up that chance of rain, if it looks like wet weather could impact your plans, we'll throw on that first alert weather day. As soon as we know, you will know. We want to give you that first alert, let you know, heads up, rain could impact holiday plans. And then, of course, beyond the Saturday time frame, I did mention Sunday, we have a greater chance of rain in the forecast. You're looking live right now at AtlantaNewsFirst.com. I'm clicking on the First Alert Weather tab up top, which brings us to an updated forecast. Again, that was just written a bit ago. And then if you scroll down, you can go below current conditions. You have kind of a quad of options here: hourly, 3-day, 10-day. I'm going to click on 10-day. And this goes out even further. This brings us to Monday, December 30th, with temperatures eventually getting back into the 60s, but we keep clouds around and an occasional chance of rain, Lenore. So I would say a warm-up is likely, maybe not warm, but warmer than it has been the past couple of days. And then also that warming trend, that warm-up comes with more clouds, comes with an occasional chance of rain in the first alert forecast. So it's not a washout of a forecast, but certainly a time period that we will be watching between the two holidays, Christmas Day and the start of Hanukkah, and then the flipping of the calendar to the New Year's Day. That, period of days probably will include more clouds, generally warmer temperatures than what we have now, and occasionally a chance of rain in the forecast. It won't rain everywhere all day, all the time, that, 5, 6, 7 day period, but a more unsettled pattern than what we have now. Yesterday's front moved through with very little in the way of rain, a lot of wind, but very little in the way of rain, just a few sprinkles, snow flurries up in the mountains. But it does look like the next couple of systems will have more moisture to work with, and that is why the rain chance has been bumped up a little bit, and we kind of just enter a cloudier, slightly warmer, maybe a little bit more humid period of weather with an occasional chance of showers in the forecast. So that's what we're going to be watching, looking way out there in the extended portion of the forecast, Lenore. Hopefully that helped address or answer your question. Lenore asking that question, any idea how the weather might be between Christmas and New Year and the New Year? Thank you. Thank you for watching Atlanta News First, streaming on YouTube. That's one place where you can ask your other questions. Also, you can text us. I'm going to throw this number up here once again before we conclude the stream. Make sure you have your opportunity. 470-777-WANF. That is 470-777-9263. And I may not catch your question while we're streaming. There tends to be a little bit of a delay depending on what platform we are using with, when you send your question, when you hit that post button, and I actually see it on the screen, both on YouTube and with the software we use to collect those text messages. So just a heads up, we are monitoring them. And even after the conclusion of the stream, we can always go back, and if I see a question, I'll type you that answer. And you can also, it doesn't have to be a question, if you would like to send us your weather photos, your weather videos, you can send those to us via text, 470-777-WANF. You can also find me. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin on any social media, Instagram, X, Facebook, Threads. Let me know what you're seeing, what the temperature is in your neck of the woods, and of course when the weather is active, you can show us what you're seeing. Spring severe weather, winter weather. It's all something that helps us produce an even better forecast, letting us know what you're seeing, and that helps improve our forecasts, that much more, because not only do we have data and all these computers and stuff, but we actually have ground truth, what's happening outside, and that's another unique opportunity on Atlanta News First Plus when we're streaming like this for you to let us know what's going on what you're seeing, especially when the weather is active. Thankfully, though, not too much going on this weekend, and it's just plain old cold. In fact, if you missed the early portion of this forecast, I'm going to go ahead and go to the hour by hour. We'll walk you through the evening. Temperatures are going to plummet this evening. It is going to be a cold one, already is, but it's going to get even colder on this first alert weather day, Saturday. The first alert weather day put in place because of this sharp drop in temperature. You started to feel it yesterday evening. You really felt it this morning, and it has been a cold and at times blustery day across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. So hour by hour forecast. We're briefly in the mid to upper 40s this afternoon in the core of Atlanta, low to mid 40s, a little bit further outlying, especially North Metro. By 7 p.m. back to, 40, 41 or so. And then, if you're out to dinner tonight, 7, 8, 9 o'clock this evening, it is going to be a cold one. Temperatures back in the 30s already. You will want your winter coats. You will want the jackets, maybe even the hats and gloves. Going to a Christmas market, maybe go and look at Christmas lights tonight. Bundle up. It's a gorgeous evening to do those activities. Kind of nicer because it's a little bit cold, but make sure that you're bundled up because it is going to be a cold one, and temperatures will get cold very quickly this evening. We're not, waiting until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning to fall below freezing. 10 p.m., some spots already at or below freezing. City of Atlanta, probably mid-30s by that point. Midnight Sunday morning, temperatures already in the 20s up in the mountains. West side, typical cold spot. Carrollton back in the upper 20s by that point. And as we head out the door tomorrow morning, let's say you're getting up a little early, 7, 8 o'clock. Temperatures in the upper 20s to near 30, some in the mid-20s. That would be, hard freeze yet again. And then by noon tomorrow with sunshine, back in the upper 30s, lower 40s. Those upper 30s really just are mountain communities. And tomorrow a very similar afternoon, holding a very similar afternoon to this afternoon, with temperatures peaking in the mid to upper 40s, 50s. I think going to be pretty few and far between here, but technically LaGrange, Thomaston, maybe even, Eatonton, those areas could briefly get to 50, 51 or so tomorrow afternoon before temperatures tumble once again tomorrow night. And it is going to be a very cold start to our, don't really want to call it a work week because so many folks are going to be off with the holidays, but technically, work week. It's going to be a very cold start with yet another freeze Monday morning, mid to upper 20s again, 50 Monday afternoon. Then we start to warm up Tuesday, just a couple of clouds. Christmas Eve is going to be a great day, beautiful to get outside. Any plans that you have, it's going to be absolutely wonderful. And then Christmas Day, start of Hanukkah, mid-50s, more clouds, rain chance, though it's not certain by any stretch of the imagination. If it looks like rain is more certain and it's going to impact your plans, we'll put on that first alert weather day. We'll send you the update right here on ANF Plus for streaming and also in the first alert weather app. So just a good idea to go ahead and keep an eye on those platforms. ANF Plus, the TV, maybe prepping the food next couple of days. Good idea to occupy your time with that, also with keeping an eye on the forecast on TV and updates in the First Alert Weather app. And we're going to enter an unsettled pattern between Christmas and New Year's, addressing once again Lenore Lopez's question. More clouds, little warmer, and an occasional chance of rain. And then I think after the calendar flips over to 2025, the first few days of January, we could have a stronger blast of cold air. Once again, sound familiar, right? Back in North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. Lots to watch over the next few days. I want to thank you for tuning in, for watching the 4:30 p.m. stream on Atlanta News First Plus. Joy Lim Nakrin and I will be back at 8 p.m. Latest news headlines, another check of your First Alert forecast. If you can't catch it then, updates to continue in the First Alert Weather app this evening. Also, we will be live tonight on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW at 10 p.m. And then tonight at 11, Atlanta News First on WANF. Stay warm, get outside, enjoy those activities this weekend, but make sure you have the winter coat.